Welcome to my demo of Specular. Selenium is a test framework that allows you to test different web applications on different browsers and different platforms. You could use your favorite language, your favorite test library, and it's pretty cool. Speclenium is a service that I added to Selenium, which allows you to do very similar tests, but on a more accessibility end, and lets you actually interrogate and test the accessibility API on the specific platform that you're on. This is the part that we're going to be discussing today, and we're going to be demoing. It's a Python process that talks to the traditional Selenium with XML RPC, and it speaks either MSAA on Windows or ATSPI on Linux, and that's basically how it carries out tests. Alright, so let's just show the code of one of these tests. We'll take a simple one. This test basically checks to see if an accessible with the role of alert exists on a page. Let's first look at the actual page with the alert on it. This is the example. The string over here, make a guess, is part of a paragraph with the role of alert, and we could see that if we examine the source code of the HTML, we'll see that it has a role equals alert. And we're basically going to see if different browsers expose this correctly in MSAA and ATSPI. This is what the test looks like. It's a regular Python unit test. You could see this is the base URL path. We already have the setup and teardown in a parent class called test common. So this entire test is really only 3 lines, even 2 lines. The first one is a command to Selenium, which Speclenium supports, which is get accessible match, and you could see that we're sending it XML in a form that allows us to see if a certain subtree exists in the exposed document accessible. So we're checking if there's an accessible node with a role of alert. Does it have an accessible child with the name of make a guess? And that's it. And of course we fail if this subtree doesn't exist in our document. Alright, this is the settings file, which I hope to make a bit simpler and less Pythonic. But it basically gives us the topography of the different computers that we have and the different test targets that we have. So we have one computer, which is a virtual machine, which is a Windows machine. It's at this IP address, and these are the browsers that are currently installed and the different arguments that you need for them to run. And this is our Linux host, and it's actually the computer that we're running on right now. And right now we're only Firefox 3 is supported at this point. So this is our topography, I guess, and we're going to run one of these. We're going to run that specific test. So this is a nested session on this host. This is a Windows virtual machine. We're going to launch Selenium and Speclenium. Right now there's a single shortcut launch thing that I hope to package and make available so people don't actually have to deal with all the different dependencies. It has Python and all the shared libraries that it needs to run packaged in one file. This is the same thing on the Windows end, excuse me, on the Linux end. Oops. And we're just going to run the Speclenium server and the Selenium server. Alright, so we have the service running on both computers. Now all we need to do is use the harness test script that we have. We could list the tests. These are the different tests that are right now available. It gives a short description, and if we run it, we could give the -G flag. That will launch it in a unit test GUI. and we want to run Firefox 3 and IE. Those are the two tests, two browsers, and we want to do the alert test. Okay. Great. So we're going to launch this, and this is a little Python unit testing GUI that someone made, and it was very easy to, because it uses the standard unit test framework, it was very easy just to take advantage of it. Of course, these tests could be written in JUnit, in .NET, in Ruby, in any other language that you would like, but we're going to do this in Python right now. Alright, so let's start, and let's see what happens. Alright, so it says the Windows Firefox alert test is running on Windows, and you could see right now that test running. Right now it's launching Internet Explorer. That worked. Now it's launching Firefox in Linux. Terrific. Let's look at the test results. We have 100% success. That's nice. Alright, let's do a check button test. The check button test we won't review right now. We'll just run it. But basically, what it does is it ticks the check button and sees if we get the correct state changed events. Alright, let's run it. So here's our GUI again. Start the test. It's running on Windows. Firefox succeeded. Internet Explorer failed, and we'll later check why. Right now we're running it on Linux. And that one seemed to succeed too, since we only have one failure listed. If we double click on it, we'll get a traceback, and at the bottom there's the useful error. Did not receive a state changed event after check button toggle. So it seems like Internet Explorer is not currently supporting that event. That's it. Thanks for watching the demo.